A Bitcoin whale that bought 6,000 Bitcoins in 2019 just sold everything. Together with that, the US government is depositing their Ethereum into Coinbase Prime. What's going on and what will be the next move of Bitcoin? Let's analyze.
My crypto paradise.
Hello ladies and gentlemen of the Paradise Club, this is Simon from My Crypto Paradise. Welcome back, it's great to have you here. Today is Tuesday and a new trading week is ahead of us. In the previous video I have shared with you that with the highest probability Bitcoin needs to start crashing towards creation of this D-wave, and then we will have some upside momentum. As you can see, the D-wave was perfectly created and right now Bitcoin is starting to go to the upside. Over the weekend on Saturday I've told you that we will try to exploit this movement with Paradise VIPs with some short-term trade. As you can see, we have done exactly that, and right now we have taken some profit for around 86% with our position size and trading strategy. And the question is, can we go beyond this C wave, or this E wave is going to be truncated? That means we will not be able to exceed the C wave, or is this rising wedge pattern completely wrong and it will be invalidated and we will go and create a new all-time high? So this is going to be the question for this video that we will be analyzing based on taking in consideration loads of data. And first of all, let me begin with fear and greed index. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? As you know, this is the fear and greed index. You can also monitor with me on our website mycryptoparadise.com, and you can see that right now from 4-hour time frame perspective we are in no extremes. All right, we are at around 60 level, and there is basically neutral zone from the fear and greed perspective that we are seeing on Bitcoin price. Later on we will also take a look at the crypto trading sentiment as a whole crypto market, okay? But right now from the Bitcoin perspective, the fear and greed index is in neutral zone. What is in extremes is just the whales. All right, the whales are bearish right now, the whales are selling. So funding rates, let's have a look at the funding rates. We have a special kind on our website, accumulated funding rates. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that right now the funding rates are kinda positive. Okay, what does it mean? There is more long positions in the market than short positions. That means there is a possibility of a long squeeze, and also it gives us a hint who created the upside movement. So this is very important to understand. Is it being created by some smart money buying, or is it actually created by derivatives exchanges, retail over leveraged long positions? Okay, so for that we can analyze it also with CVD, which is basically meaning cumulative volume delta, and that's this indicator right here, and we will compare that with spot exchange. So this is a futures exchange, this is a spot exchange. So let's take a look at the price action. All right, so we had some upward surge, and you can see that the cumulative delta, which is basically showing you the aggressive market buyers and market sellers. As you can see on the futures exchange, okay, you can see that it was supported. The price action, there is no divergence, right? We have went to the upside, the price action been creating higher highs, and the CVD on futures exchange as well. But if we take a look at the spot exchange and the CVD, you can see that the CVD wasn't supporting the price action, right? We have been actually creating lower highs and lower lows, but the price action been making higher highs and higher lows. All right, so this is a clear divergence and telling us that this surge to the upside, this small surge to the upside, wasn't supported by spot buying volume. What does it mean? It means that it's decreasing the probabilities of continuation, because something created by leverage positions, by borrowed money basically, is not sustainable enough to start breaking above important resistances, major resistances, and start creating a new all-time high. I'm not saying it's not possible, I'm just saying the probabilities are being decreased, because we understand that the retail is always providing loads of liquidity at the tops. That means retail is buying at the tops, so the smart money can exit, right? And the retail, what is also doing is providing loads of selling liquidity at the bottoms, so the whales, the institutional players, can be accumulating very, very smoothly and very silently, right? And right now we can see that this price action, and it's really important to understand like all the small movements, all the nuances, what's going on, who created this price pressure, who created this pressure, this pressure. So it's very important to understand that, because it's sharing you some data, and this data increases your probabilities of understanding where the market is heading next, okay? And with that, you can adjust your trading strategies and make much better trades in your professional trading system. So right now, this is bearish, okay? If we take a look also at some big sell walls and buy walls above us, we can see some cluster at around $109,000 and also $110,000. The $110,000 is being supported from the order book on spot exchange as well. As you can see, we are having 52 million sell limit wall order right there, and on futures exchange we are having around $60 million sell limit order as well right there. It can be spoofing, it can be deleted as the price action, as the price is getting closer. That is why with the Paradise team we are monitoring the market 24/7, and we are being very careful of the possible manipulation. From the downside perspective, we are having some small buy wall at around $107,000 on futures exchange, but as you can see, it was already tested twice. That is, they have weakened that, right? But on the spot market, we can see around $36 million at around $107,000. So it will be defended. But again, it can be spoofing, it can be deleted. So that is why it's important to monitor that. But some big cluster is being created right here at around $105,000, ladies and gentlemen. It's been supported from spot exchange as well. So this is gonna be important level to break for bears, all right, in order for the price action to continue even lower. So definitely great places to monitor above us and below us, all right. If we take a look at the crypto trading sentiment, we can see that the crypto trading sentiment we are taking from Bitcoin Talk, Reddit and Twitter with our artificial intelligence tool, and we can see as the price action went to the upside a little bit. You remember that on Saturday we have been at around 0.4 and we have jumped to 0.6. So the sentiment is getting kinda emotional during this price action higher, all right. So if we have got quite emotional during this price action higher, so that again reveals you the kinda information who is driving the price action and where the emotions at. You should always be fighting and trading against emotional market participants, right? So this is important to understand. We are not yet in extremes. It's just important to understand how the sentiment score is actually moving in comparison with the price of Bitcoin. If we take a look at the derivatives positioning, we can see that majority of the altcoins are closing short positions, okay, and together with that even more are entering long positions. So this is something what basically confirms the kind of over leverageness in the market at the moment, okay. From the liquidity pool perspective, we can see there might be a wick out to take a liquidity out before the real move at around $110,000. It can work nicely with these sell walls. So basically there will be a wick out, they will position themselves and then they will drive the market to the downside, right? From the downside perspective, from the buying perspective, from the support perspective, we can expect that some kind of buying support and demand will be right here at around $107,000. That again nicely synergizes with the buy walls that I have shared with you a few minutes ago. So this is important to understand these important levels, and that's important for your trading strategies as well, so you can adjust your trading and trades. So basically we have taken a look at some insider data, just a few. I don't want to bore you with that, but right now let's continue with technical analysis. We will start with ultra high time frame chart, ladies and gentlemen. We will go just quickly through this because you know exactly from the previous videos what I'm looking at. There is a possibility we can nicely conclude this first wave, Elliott wave, in formation of descending leading diagonal. As you know, the 5 moves to the upside create one cycle, right? And this smaller wave can be an impulse itself, or it can form a leading diagonal pattern, right? If we are able to successfully create this leading diagonal pattern, it means that basically we are creating descending impulse that can take us towards $44,000. So as you know, right now we are creating the descending leading diagonal, but we are just creating the 4th wave. If we will be able to create the 5th wave, that will be the confirmation that yes, indeed, this first wave is created. We do not need to go and test right here $121,000 or $335,000 before some price action lower, but it will be starting a new impulse that will take us towards $44,000. You already know from the previous videos why $44,000 is for us important and why is it important before we start going towards $240,000, right? At the ultra high time frame perspective, what is bearish is definitely the bearish divergence we have right here on the MACD pattern. As you can see, the histogram is creating lower high, but the price action is creating higher high. This is a classic bearish divergence, as you can see, and you can monitor that yourself on the weekly time frame and learn on our mycryptoparadise.com inside MCP3 University. So this is bearish, but we need some confirmation. That means I want to see some bearish cross from this MACD trend line and the moving average MACD trend line. Stochastic RSI, if we take a look right now, we are having some consolidation going on at our overbought area. So we already got a bearish cross right now. With the latest weekly close, we have got a bullish cross, but we are in an overbought area, right? These kind of things can happen. As you can see, we have got bearish cross and then bullish cross, little bearish cross as well before we started to crash. And as we have got beautiful open legs at the neutral zone, as you can see, the price action being basically following the bears taking over, because this is suggest that the bearish pressure is dominating the market right now. Also, of course, as I've told you in the previous video, for some absolute certainty that we will start moving to the downside, I want to see the RSI crossing below this moving average RSI and trend line as well. But considering that we are very close to overbought area, this is really just a bad position for the bulls, because it suggests that from the ultra high time frame perspective, there is not many people left to keep on buying. All right, so who is gonna be driving the extreme pressure that needs to be created for breaking this resistance? There needs to be some new fresh money coming into the market, and in the current economic situation, it doesn't seem like we will be able to get it. But of course, anything can happen. If we will start reclaiming this resistance, I will definitely be looking for positioning myself into swing long positions together with Paradise and VIPs, and we will be targeting 121 and $135,000. Let's right now analyze the price action on lower time frame. Let's take a look at daily time frame. Right here, what can we see is clearly a shooting star candlestick pattern, not really aggressive, but you can see that this wick above us, above the body, is much bigger than below us. All right, the body is kinda small. That means there was some bullish pressure going on, right? We went to the upside, but the bear has been very aggressive and they pushed the price to the downside. That's what's creating this big wick out. All right, so as you know from our website, this is called shooting star pattern, and the bigger the wick above the body of the candle is, the more aggressive the bears are. Okay, also if you basically match it with some important resistance, which we had right here, 1.61 Fibonacci retracement level, this might be a powerful sign for a reversal to the downside. We have got also some kind of a reclaim below this resistance. As you can see, we are respecting this resistance because we have broken to the downside. All right, and we are right now reclaiming it by having a bearish retest. Right now, if this daily candle will close again below this resistance right here, which is also 1.272 Fibonacci retracement level, it will increase the bearish probabilities. Of course, what I want to see for absolute certainty to say that we will be moving lower is reclaim of this moving average trend line as well. That means breaks, retest, as we are having right here, break, retest, and then I do believe that on lower time frames we will be watching for some double top formation, and it will provide us with some nice confirmations. And these are the kind of times where I will be able to say with 100% certainty that we will keep moving to the downside. But more confirmations means better trading decisions, right? So right now, as you can see, also the histogram on daily time frame on our high time frame chart is also showing a bearish, exaggerated bearish divergence. The histogram is making higher high, however the price action been making merely equal high. This is a little bit tough situation because it might be also a lower high, this was just a wick out to the upside that made the equal high, right? So what does it suggest? It is that the momentum is there, somebody is pushing the price to the upside, right? But somebody is distributing and not letting the price to create a new all-time high, new high above this previous high, okay? So this is considered bearish as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if we take a look at the stochastic RSI, you can see open legs already, okay, on daily time frame, and we are going in this zone. If we will keep going in this zone lower and lower and the legs will be still opened, it will increase the probabilities and the opportunity for bears to really go aggressive, okay? Also, what I'm waiting for is a classic cross and reclaim of our RSI moving average trend line. If that's gonna happen, that will be another confirmations for the bears. If we take a look at 4-hour time frame, ladies and gentlemen, we can analyze what's going on. So first of all, let me start with the leading diagonal. As you know, for the first time since April, we have basically created to the downside some motive mode wave from the Elliott wave perspective. That means that we are changing the trend, right? So as you can see, the first motive mode wave to the downside happened right here. We have created first, second, third, fourth, and fifth wave. That means it's a first motive mode wave and suggests a change of trend from bullish into bearish, okay? That was also confirmed from the secondary wave because we have created a classic ABC zigzag, and this is a corrective mode wave to the upside. That means the major trend is going to be to the downside from the wave perspective. Again, it's not a certainty, it's just a probability and helps you to make better trading decisions, and based on that you can adjust your trading strategies. And right now we are creating the fourth wave. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the destined leading diagonal have 5 subwaves, right? The first, third, and fifth ones are motive mode waves. The fourth and secondary are corrective mode waves. And the fourth wave can be some zigzag flat, but most often it is a contracting triangle, all right? And right now we have created the contracting triangle information of rising wedge pattern on our website mycryptoparadise.com. You know exactly how to trade these patterns carefully. You can trade them more conservatively or more aggressively. Depends on your trading strategy and your current trading tactics that you are using for entering trades, okay? So corrective mode waves, you know that we have 3, 6, 9 of them, and the fourth wave of an impulse or a leading diagonal can be also ending diagonal can be triangles, all right? This is the only placement where the triangle can happen actually. Indeed, it can sometimes also happen in a secondary corrective mode wave, but that's so rare that I'm not even considering that as a possibility. So the triangle, as you can see, we have 3 types. The contracting triangle is subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves and can take a form of a rising wedge pattern as well that we are having right here. So as you can see, we have created a first wave, secondary wave B, C, D, and right now we are creating an E wave. However, we have already broken below the ascending trend line right here. As you can see, it was very sneaky breakout, not much volume, but we have went under the ascending trend line, ladies and gentlemen, and we have already got the kind of breakout reclaim break, and right now we have got the sneaky retest right here, right? So it's increasing the probabilities that the E wave might be truncated and we will not be able to go above the previous end of the C wave, okay? And for the confirmations, we are waiting, we are monitoring the market with the Paradise family VIPs and with the Paradise team that is trading with me and helps me monitor the market. We are monitoring right now the price action and we are waiting to see some clear corrective mode wave formation of the E wave. So as you know, the contracting triangles are basically subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves, and each of them are corrective mode wave patterns, okay? And it can either be zigzag flat, double zigzag, triple zigzag, double 3, triple 3. So we are right now waiting for some clear formation going on, all right? And once this clear corrective mode wave formation is concluded, it will again increase the probabilities that indeed we have concluded this E wave and we are about to start dumping towards $93,000. That will be our 5th wave, ladies and gentlemen. So as you know, the probabilities will also increase once we are back below this descending trend line. As you know, we need to have some break and reclaim, and that will again increase the probabilities even more. But what's important to understand right now, if this is really a leading diagonal, ladies and gentlemen, at the moment we have got an overthrow. And what does it mean from the rule of alternation from Elliott wave theory? That means that the fifth wave will experience an underthrow. Okay, so we will go below this descending trend line and we will have some deviation as we got right here. And I do believe that the $93,000 will be respected pretty nicely for multiple reasons. First of all, we have a few Fibonacci retracement levels from this sequence right here. We have also 1.272 right here, 1.618 Fibonacci retracement right here. It nicely really synergizing with the $93,000, and the $93,000 will be also important because take a look at the previous historic price action, how it was working as a demand zone. Of course, we can go a little bit lower towards $88,000 because from this whole ABC larger movement, we have 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level right here that is often retested. So definitely, ladies and gentlemen, from a swing trading perspective, we are treating the market with our professional bearish strategies, okay? And we will be looking for some long positioning only if we are able to invalidate this whole formation, and that will be by reclaiming this resistance, having a nice retest, basically a classic reclaim, right? And right here, if you will start seeing some positioning from the whale and institutional daily trading participants, we will definitely follow the waves with them. Definitely what I want to see also is this beautiful RSI confirmation, because right now you can see we had a breakout, right now we are retesting, and right now depends on the couple of next 4-hour candles how they will start closing. If we will be able to sustain this reclaim, we will continue to go down, and that will support our price action that will go lower as well. So ladies and gentlemen, monitor the market closely. If you are not in our Paradise VIPs, make sure that you are trading with a great strategy, with a great risk management, money management, portfolio diversification strategies, and I will see you again on Thursday. As you know, I'm recording for you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Smash the like button, and I will see you again on Thursday. Cheers.